By my clock, it's 6:01.
Oh, mine says 5:59. Thank you, Shauna.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go ahead and start the meeting at 6:01 on December 15th. We'll call the meeting to order and we'll do a roll call of the board of directors.
Michael Cornelia.
Stephanie Bowlsley.
Jim Moore.
Lynn Beer.
Are there any conflicts of interest from the board of directors?
Jim Moore, no.
Stephanie Bowlsley, no.
Lynn Beer, no.
Michael Cornelia, no.
Thank you. We're going to move on to general input, public input, and limit 5 minutes per speaker. Before you do speak, please state your name and address before speaking. Just a reminder, please send in any items on Thursday before the meeting so Corey can get that in to the agenda. Is there any general public input online? No? Okay, we're going to move on to item E, which is approving the agenda. I have one thing that I need to bring up because Shauna, we didn't get in to sign the checks today. Were there checks today?
No, ma'am.
Okay, then never mind. We'll just continue to move on. Approving the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda. This is Jim Moore.
This is Lynn Beer. I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Jim Moore.
Michael, I think you were muted.
Michael, aye.
Lynn, aye.
Stephanie?
Aye.
And Julie? Aye. Okay, approval of the special minutes for November, approval of the minutes for November 18th. This is Julie. I make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of November 18th.
This is Jim, second.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Michael, aye.
Jim.
Stephanie, aye.
Lynn, aye.
Okay, that was unanimous. Approval of the special meeting minutes on November 13th.
I'll make a motion to approve the November 13th minutes. This is Jim Moore.
I'll second it. This is Lynn.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Michael,
Jim.
aye.
This is Stephanie, aye.
Julie?
Lynn, aye.
We'll move on to the financial action, which is the November 2025 disbursements. Jim?
I'll make a motion to approve the disbursements in the amount of $158,001.38. This is Jim Moore.
This is Julie. I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye, Jim.
Michael, aye.
Lynn, aye.
Stephanie?
Stephanie, aye. Again, twice. I'm definitely an aye.
Okay. Let's move on to here. Overview from Corey of the Colorado Trust and Bank Statements.
Yep, so in the packet, you'll see an overview of the Colorado Trust and our regular checking account. I will note this time of year is you'll see our regular checking account doesn't have quite as much money as it does throughout the summer, but that's because we're not receiving our property tax dollars and our CTF funds in huge amounts of sums that we get throughout the summer months, if that makes sense.
Any questions for Corey on that?
Nothing here.
Okay. Next is the financial statement for October 2025. Any board questions?
This is Stephanie, no questions.
Jim, no
No.
questions.
Nothing here.
I'm good.
And,
See.
I do want to say on the financial statements, you guys have requested like a quick snapshot of the financial statements. We didn't have time to get it done before this meeting. But we have a rough draft put together so I can send it to the budget committee and see what their thoughts are on it. And if the budget committee likes it, then we can implement that format moving forward.
Thumbs
Okay.
up on that.
Corey, I have a question for you. There's, it's minor, but I'm just curious. On page 30 of the financial statements, we've got a couple of 40-cent transfers or unexpended.
Give me a second.
Oh, I see. So there's just 40 cents in there then that weren't spent.
On page 30,
Page 30 and 39. That's okay. I see what it is. I didn't notice that before. Sorry.
okay. So no question?
No questions. Except for page 42, the wastewater. Let me get over there. So on the wastewater revenue over expenditures, does the 94,000 mean that we're under? Or we still have 94,000 to spend? I'm reading it as we have 94 to spend. No, year-to-date actual is 117. Budget was 23, so we overspent 94,000. That's page 42 of the packet and page 20 of,
Of the financial statement.
yeah.
So that's the unexpensed number. And when something is in parentheses, that generally means that you're over. To be honest, I did not look at these before the meeting.
Okay. Do you have something, Corey? You're muted, Corey.
So yes,
I don't
we have
understand how that
overspent
means.
by 94,000. Or revenue over expenditures are $94,000.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say, but apparently I got muted.
So what was the reason for overspending? You probably already told us at what point in time.
Part of that was I don't remember if it was the blower or the motor for the blower at the wastewater treatment plant.
Okay.
It was the blower itself was part of that.
The blower.
Okay.
And then the pond liner repair was a little bit over what the original quote was because it deteriorated more when they were making the repair.
All right. Thank you. Any public comments on the financials?
I didn't do one yet.
No public comment? All right, we're gonna move on to special business. Homeowner of 49 Meadowbrook, Stuart Goff is seeking the water remediation. We talked about this last month. And we have been given a breakdown of what is being asked or what the money would be. Any board comments?
Yeah, so Barb put this together, and the total forgiveness for 49 Meadowbrook is $1,126.90. As that's what the board asked for at the last meeting.
Um, I will say that still does leave them with a balance of 829.90. That's a rather large balance. I don't see Mr. Goff on today, but I would think with the balance that big that he's going to need a payment plan a little longer than our normal 6 months. Part of that water remediation policy is the board can approve a payment plan for up to 12 months. Do I have the permission to offer that when I talk to Mr. Goff tomorrow?
Let's see if any of the board members have any comments prior to that.
Okay.
This is Jim. I think the policy we developed was ideally suited to this situation. And it reflects both the district collecting the basic cost of producing the water and relief to the homeowner for the undetected leak. And given that the homeowner is still left paying about 40% of the original billing, this seems like a really equitable arrangement to mitigate the catastrophic loss of water.
I was gonna recommend, based on our policy, that we do the 1,126.90, just divide it by 2 and put him on a long-term payment plan. That was my thought.
So that 1,126 is not his total bill, Julie. That's what the board would be forgiving. His
Right.
current bill is $1,956.80.
Yeah, but the forgiveness total was 1,126.90. So I'm suggesting we forgive half of that. And then the rest would be on a long-term payment plan.
The rest would be the $829.90, correct, Shauna?
That's
With
correct. If the board forgave based on the policy, the forgiveness would be the 1126.90. Mr. Golf's part left would be 829.90.
It's like that's within policy of what we said, and the suggestion is to extend payment on that to 12 months from 6 months.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So generally when we do a payment plan, how that works is we take their total amount bill or total amount owed and we divide it by how many ever months the payment plan is. In office, we have permission to do 6 months. This policy says that board can extend it up to 12. So we would take the 829.90, divide it by 12. The resident would be responsible for his normal monthly payment plus a payment of, the 829 divided by 12 every month.
Hmm.
My opinion is we need to kind of stick with the policy. And we had talked about this before and potentially having a cap, which we don't have on our policy. I think we need that because in these catastrophic events, it's putting the district to be the ones paying this out. And I do understand the residents, concerns and the concerns with this, but I still feel that we should only be paying half of the forgiveness total. Because that's a pretty high amount.
So, if I can answer that a little bit, the district is getting the dollar amount that it takes for the district to create the water. The way our billing system is set up, it's tiered to help encourage water conservation. So if you use 6,000 gallons of water, you pay a little bit more than what you would do if you just stayed within that base amount of the 3,000. So the district's recouping the cost of what it takes us to make 1,000 gallons of water at $3.84. We're just we're not charging them at the tiered rate. That makes sense, Julie? So we're covering our cost. We're just not beating them up over for over consuming the water like we would if somebody watered his lawn 8 hours a day for 30 days a week. Those folks wouldn't be entitled for the relief from our tiered rate.
It's covering
there's-
the cost, but then we're also coming out with almost with $1,100. I'm open to hearing what any other board members have to say.
This is Jim. Is it fair to say that the district is not out any money by accepting the 800 and something as payment, that the district's costs are covered, district residents are not paying anything to support this, but not capturing the additional revenue?
Correct. Excuse me. That's correct, Jim.
This is Michael, and once again, we're the producers of the water. The district doesn't pay anybody else. We're the ones producing the water. I think that per policy, the $1,126.90 deduction or forgiveness is fair. And as a community member, I'll throw in $200 on that. $829.90 as well from my account.
I think potentially moving forward, we need to change our policy and have a cap amount annually that we will do, and maybe per. I don't want it because we've already seen several this year, and we need to make sure that we're covered as a district as well. So I'm open to what the majority is asking for.
I would support an amendment to the policy going forward. I do think this situation complies with the policy, and that, now we've seen a fairly extreme situation, maybe put a cap on an individual's request at a dollar amount to be determined, because this is a lot of money.
For sure.
Okay.
Well, once again, the district is the one that produces the water. We set forth a policy with a percentage of forgiveness. These homeowners are taking thousands of dollars to repair lines on their own, and the least we can do is continue with the policy that we have in place. that when these catastrophic events happen and community members respond accordingly, that we can do our part. I think it's sad that we go, a certain dollar amount and then it becomes too much for them. Well, what about their pocketbook that's already taken $8,000 hits to it? Where we can make a difference, we need to. And that's what I'm going to continue doing. And I oppose any change to the current policy.
What is the cost to the district?
So if I may suggest, if we want to talk about making amendments to this policy, we can have a work session on the policy itself at our next January meeting. And we
plan.
can move forward with the policy as it stands now for 49 Meadowbrook.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna suggest. We just bring this back up in January and rediscuss the policy. Other board members, to get back to the forgiveness?
Personally think that definitely I want to support giving a 12 months to extend his payment. And I'd like to propose that we drop what he has to owe to 600 and the Metro pay the difference, the 1,100 plus the 200 and whatever, 46. I can't remember exactly.
No, the Metro's not paying that. We're just
Well, I
forgiving.
mean, just forgiving it. That's the word I'm wanting to say. Sorry, a little fried today.
Lynn, anything from you?
I'd be opposed to forgiving because the policies that's set up right now makes it so that it doesn't cost Metro District anything to give this to people. We're just not charging them the increased rates. And since, as Michael pointed out, we're the producers, like as long as we're charging what it costs us to make, there's no cost on the community. It goes in the wash. And I would be in favor of forgiving as is stated on there so that the neighborhood's not, and the people in the neighborhood's tax money isn't going to pay for this, but we're also not charging for a leak in effect and charging extra for that.
Okay. Well, it sounds like what you had asked for, Shauna, was a 12-month payment on the 829. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all the board that's in favor of the 12 months I'd like to make a motion. All those in favor for the 829.90 at a 12-month extension payment plan?
This is Lynn. I'll second that.
In favor?
Jim, I.
Lynn, aye.
I'm
Definitely.
sorry, I'm trying to do a correction. I'm shutting some things off. Can somebody repeat the motion?
The motion was to have the resident pay the 829.90. But you also had said, Michael, that you were going to put 200 towards it. So the 629.90 at a 12-month payment plan. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
Okay, so that's a motion. Any second motion with the correction?
With the correction, I'll make a second. Michael?
All those in favor?
Lynn,
Aye.
aye.
Stephanie,
Jim,
Michael, aye.
Okay. All right. Next, we'll move on to staff reports from Corey.
Yes, so I wanted to give a quick update on the Horseman's Lodge. I just found out today with talking to Paul, we were able to locate a court case / decree from 2017 that officially states that we are allowed to serve the Horseman's Lodge or the Pine River Lodge, whatever people call it nowadays. We are allowed to serve them water. They are considered to be within our service boundary, so that's finally been squashed. We're working with the state right now to have them amend their comments, and then the lodge will be able to subdivide, and we will annex the single family residence into our district. And the lodges themselves will still remain outside of district. So I'm assuming the next 3 to 4 months, you guys will see the annexation request and all that come before the board for you guys' approval.
Are
So
there
are-
already lines there?
What's
Water
that?
lines? Are there already water lines?
Oh yeah, we've been serving them water since this place was first built.
But even if they split, is what I mean, I guess. So they're
Yeah.
gonna subdivide.
So when they subdivide, they'll be required to purchase a new tap and all that. So what's going to happen is they're going to take the 1.5-inch line that's already existing, use that line to continue to feed the lodges, and then they're going to purchase once they get annexed into the district. They're going to purchase a new 3/4-inch tap and pay all the associated fees with that, and get a new 3/4-inch line ran just for the house itself.
So are we going to pick up? I'm not sure how many cabins. Is that 6 cabins there?
I'm not sure how many there. We're already serving them. We're already providing them water.
Yeah. Yeah. But will it become 6 individual water bills after
No.
this transition?
No, there'll be 2 different bills. There'll be one for the house and then a master meter for all the lodges. And then after that, that's up to him how he wants to divide that bill up amongst whoever's renting them out.
Got it.
Are they in the district or outside the district?
Right now, they are outside the district. When he subdivides his property, he's going to annex the single family home into our district and pay in district fees versus the out of district fees.
Only on the home. The other
Only on the home.
rentals will be out of district.
Correct.
And they are billed at a commercial rate right now. So will the larger line stay on the cabins, Corey? It's my understanding it will, right?
Yes.
So
Thank you.
yeah, they pay a commercial rate for a 1.5-inch meter or line.
Any
Well,
more questions?
Corey, if we're supporting water, are they gonna be asking for other things too?
No. Look, to the signed agreement we have with them right now, we're only responsible for providing them water. And they pay our, correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, I do believe they pay a road maintenance fee because they have the entrance that comes into the district.
They have septic, correct, Corey?
Yes.
Okay.
Any more questions about the lodge?
So you said in January, you're gonna be coming with,
I'm assuming it depends on how fast he moves with the county. Once he gets approval from the county to do the subdivision, then he'll have to approach us about having the home annexed into our district.
Okay.
So currently we're at the timeline of the county and the state. If there's no more questions on that, I'll move on my report.
No questions for me.
none for me.
So the phase 3 fire mitigation that happened on the EVAC road, we gotten a few complaints about it, and I've spoken with Mr. Paul Valdez, who I believe is on this meeting too. there's some a punch list of things that need to be taken care of, like the damage to our trail needs to be fixed, and there's some cleanup and some ruts that need to be fixed. Paul, I don't know if you want to add anything else to that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to jump in. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, Paul.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Paul here with Upper Pine Fire. Correct. The Andy McCoy, the logger up there, did do a little bit of damage. It was wet. The trail there did sustain some damage, but it's still a little wet back there. He didn't want to have his equipment out on that road to go back and do repairs at this time. But he definitely plans on, if it dries out, to get back in there and repair that trail that comes off of the Green Gate, just north of Simpatico. So that is correct. We took a drive back there again today, and there's certainly a fair amount of logs back there that need to be transported, and he's unable to do that now because his trucks will damage the road hauling that out. His intent is to pull that out in the spring once the roads dry out, if they don't dry out earlier. So that the lumber that's decked out there will likely remain for a bit longer into the spring. But yeah, that will be repaired, and it was wet when he was on. His equipment did some damage to that trail, and
Now I bet the carrier turns around.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
That was Miss. Don't worry about it, Paul.
Okay.
Hot mic.
So yeah, if there's any other questions regarding the BLM grant funded mitigation back there, I'd be happy to answer those now. I've been communicating with Corey, and I had a chat with Julie. Are there any other questions and concerns from the board regarding the fuels reduction project back there?
This is Stephanie. We also spoke. I had talked to one of the guys working out there hauling out the downed timber.
Mm-hmm.
And his name was James, and he inferred that they would be reseeding. And can you address that?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So I did talk to John. John manages that BLM project up in Montrose, and I have gotten some contacts out in Dolores that has seed that is native. It's conducive to the climate here. So yeah, our intent is to do as much seeding back there as we can to help regrowth and regenerate back there. And there's some other things that are coming down the line that I really don't feel comfortable talking about yet. There's a 501c3 that would like to help with forest regeneration back there as well, but nothing solid at this time. But they have expressed interest in that area, that Forest Lakes property back there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions from the board? And I'll just add that, I'm putting together a video that, in chatting with Corey and Julie, that we're going to post up on. We'd like to post up on Forest Lakes website. Just a briefing, just a kind of an educational piece that will perhaps the public can look at, and help inform the public of what we're doing back there and what our intent is, and the benefit to Forest Lakes.
Be lovely.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
You bet.
Moving on, update on the recall. So we did get notification from the court appointed DEO The first submission of the petitions were submitted, and they were denied due to some errors, some clerical errors on there. I do not know if they have been resubmitted yet or not. That's on my list for things to do, is reach out to Tiffany and see where that is at. She did give us an estimated cost for the recall election if it does proceed forward, and that is between $9,500 to $10,500. And if you'll see the memo that's directly after my report, it kind of breaks down what we're paying for. If there's any questions on that, I'll be happy to answer them.
Stephanie, I have no questions on it.
No, none from Julie.
None from Jim.
None from Michael or Lynn. Okay,
No, I'm good.
And that is all I have for my manager's report.
all right. Moving on to Daryl Johnson, Director of Roads and Maintenance, Recreation.
Are you skipping me tonight?
Saving the best for last? What?
Got to go in the order of the board packet.
Okay, we'll move on to
Okay.
Mark until Daryl's able to join.
I'm here.
It should be the Director of Administration, Julie, is
I'm
next.
here.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Daryl.
Okay,
All right.
we continue dog pots. During the traffic change, we
You're cutting out, Daryl. Oh, we lost Daryl.
Oh, hey, Julie, it's supposed to be the Director of Administration next. Before Ron.
In my packet, it shows Daryl.
We don't have the administrator's report in the package, but she is next on the staff reports, even though her report's not in there.
Yep. Go ahead, Shauna.
All right, we had 9 shut-off notices. We collected on all 9 this month. We had 41 friendly reminders, 2 property transfers, 5 title company requests. We are up to 432 paperless bills being sent out every month, 279 subscribers to notifications on the website, 537 auto pay customers, and we mailed out 760 bills this month. We did a lot of work this month on the fob agreement along with the fob maintenance over at the shop, working with Daryl closely to make sure that went smoothly, getting all the new fobs programmed. Thankfully, it went off without a hitch and we didn't have to reassign new fobs to anyone. We did decide that it would be best to update the fob agreement, and we've included collecting license plate numbers, and Barb worked with Cassell on figuring out how that field can be searchable. So as you know, La Plata County will not cooperate even if we have license plate numbers for them. They will not give us any of that information. It's against their policy or rules or whatever it is. So now, as we gather those, we have a searchable field inside of our billing system. If the guys over at the shop or Corey or Daryl look back at cameras and they see a license plate that was dumping something they weren't supposed to, we can now search that with inside of our billing system and hold people accountable for agreements that they have signed. And the first one is just a written notice. And then after that, every resident have signed that if they dump things that's against policy, they will start getting charged for that. So getting that license plate and getting those collected is going to be helpful.
A question on that. I have three vehicles and I use them interchangeably. I have one fob.
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to collect all three plates?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Barb worked with Cassell to make sure that that field was large enough for us to put several license plates number in there, and anything that's put into that field in our billing system will be searchable. And that portion on our fob agreement is quite large too. And we're just telling people any vehicle that may be used, please write it down. And that's it for me, unless you guys have any questions.
I don't have any. This is Julie.
Stephanie.
Nothing from me, Michael. Thanks, Shauna.
Thank you.
Feel better,
Well-
AG?
Yes.
Yeah, and the reason why her report's not in the packet is, the illness that happened here, so she wasn't able to get it prepped and sent to me to put it in the packet, but it will be typed up and put in the minutes.
Yes, it will.
Okay, let's move on to Daryl now. We don't hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So like I said, we continue to park the dog pots, trash slash. We filled the barriers with calcium chloride and placed them at the bus stop. The freeze point is set to minus 28 degrees. We repaired electrical issues on D2. Something went down. I don't know if it was glitch in the computer system or what, but it's working right now. Prepped all plows for snow, grease. We lubricated and inspected. Had the tilt bucket installed on the new excavator. We cleaned and filled with diesel. We cleaned and filled diesel and returned the roller to Four Rivers Equipment. We changed oil in the DM's truck, and all plows are in operating conditions. Dump trucks are in operating order. All tank trucks are in working order, and all utility trucks are in good order. All equipment is in good condition. 0 accidents were reported in November. Any other questions?
You're gonna speak to the trash hours?
Oh, yep. So you asked us if we could find another day to stay open later. We had a big discussion at the shop, and everybody feels that it would be more easier for residents to remember that remember the hours consistently if we just left Monday at 6:45 p.m. the close time year round.
Sometime on Monday is what time?
So right now in the winter time, it would be 3:30. But we're talking about extending it to 6:45 on Monday. So that would mean it would be open from 7:30 to 6:45 year round.
What's the budget impact on you, Daryl?
You are gonna have to pay the on-call guy, another hour to come in and open those gates or close those gates and smash trash on that Monday.
So the answer to your question, Jim, it depends on who's on call. Uh, they have a flat rate for being on standby, but once they come in and charge an hour or 2 hours for whatever the call is to smash and close trash, that's charged at an hour. So it would be at that employee's hourly rate until they hit overtime. So say Johnny B makes $22 an hour. We're paying an employee $22 an hour to come in and smash the trash and close the lids at an hour minimum.
Understood. Thank you. That's a nice accommodation, Daryl.
Yeah, appreciate you guys checking into that.
Mhm. Like I said, we just think it works better on Monday because in the summer, when we switch back to the summer hours, it is 6:45. So if that was continued year round, there would never be any confusion. And if I remember correctly, the gentleman that came in and talked about it, that was his issue, was he went back there that Monday and we were closed.
No, I think it's a good deal. You got a long day on Saturday, nothing Sunday, and then a long day on Monday. So I think that's a fair compromise, and I appreciate it as a community member.
Any other questions for Daryl?
From me, Stephanie.
No?
So would
Okay.
y'all like to start this month or?
Yeah, we can start it this month, Daryl. That's something we can start it next week.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to Director of Water and Wastewater, Mark Fusion.
Hello, everybody. So we produced 2.8 million gallons of drinking water in the month of November. As I've said before, things are dropping because of the change in seasons and whatnot. We treated 1.8 million gallons of wastewater. Didn't really use any water for roads. We had 26 locate requests, mostly for the Clear Networks project. Completed meter reads, 16 rereads, 8 high rereads, and some leak checks after that, and ended up replacing 3 meters. Received some meter stock as well this month. Couple things, they're changing the locate request platform, so there'll be a learning curve happening in January when that goes into effect, and how we get to deal with all these locate requests. We repaired one large leak up on Blue Ridge early in the month. Completed some tank inspections. Completed our third IES sampling event for PFAS. I'm trying to wrap that study up. I've completed the final invoicing for it, but I have to write a summary with the data that we have and some of my observations. Let's see. We had some issues with the startup on the generators. The controller was bad in one of the brand new ATSs up at Timber Tank. That is currently supposed to be rectified this Thursday. And also a faulty GFCI that's inside the cabinet should be rectified this Thursday. That project, as you guys may have heard, also is going to require VFD installation to mitigate the inrush amperage from the pump starting at full speed. Currently, Browns Hill's been really helpful. They've got 3 out of the 4 installed. We're running on one of them today on the VFD for some testing purposes. We should have another one up in Timber probably tomorrow that we'll be running on the VFD. According to Curtis from Browns Hill, our inrush amps went from about 350 amps down to 35 to 40. So this is what those generators are going to require. And I know we're going to talk about this a little bit later as well with funding those things. They happen to be here. But this week and next week, hopefully, we'll be almost pretty much done with that if everything goes according to plan. So we did have one accident, and it is going to be a work comp situation with one of my staff. So you can talk to Corey and get the details on that.
Thank you. Any questions for Mark?
Nothing for me.
No,
Pardon me.
Okay. Moving on to board action and discussion of the resolution 2025-07 rates, fees, and charges.
Yep, so as required every year, as part of the budget, the board has to adopt the rates, fees, and charges. If you go to page 51 or sorry, page 51 and 52, we changed some of the wording there. Made it make a little more sense. The plant investment fee is different than the tap fee, so it's a little more designated to what can go where. So the plant investment fee has to be saved for capital improvement projects and upgrading our system, as to where the tap fee is for us to cover our expenses of installing the tap, from the cork to the meter pit, and all that stuff. The one fee that we are increasing this year, which is on page 55, which will fix that. I don't know why it did that. The lien fee, we're increasing it from, I believe it was $35, huh? We're increasing it from
35. It was 35.
We're increasing it from $35 to $119, and that's to cover the cost increase from the county to file the lien, because they went to I believe $43 or something like that to file it, and another $43 to release the lien, and a little bit extra to cover my staff's time to prepare the lien, take it down to get it notarized, and then get it sent to the county. And that's the only thing that has changed in the rates, fees, and charges. If there
Corey,
are any questions.
Can
I'll
you
make a
explain a little
motion
bit
to approve the rates, fees, and charges. This is Jim.
I'm sorry, Jim, I was talking over you. Can you say that again?
It sounds good to me, and I'll make a motion to approve this schedule of rates, fees, and charges.
Well, I think we need to go into some discussion first before we do a motion. Does anybody have any questions for Corey before I ask him mine?
Michael, no, I don't have any questions, but like you said, I hope we can open it up to the public comment as well for these motions.
Yep. The page 55, Corey, of the packet, the monthly totals, is that part of what you were just discussing?
That's page 56 in my packet, the monthly totals. And that sheet's just a quick reference guide for when we have new residents that are moving in, ask us what the charge is going to be. And then we can look at that and say, if you have water, sewer, roads, trash, and mail, it's $184.62. If you have water, roads, trash, and the mail stop, it's $95. Base. That's the base. That doesn't include anything over your base amount. So if you exceed the 3,000 gallons, then obviously that price is going to be different. So if you use like 5,000 gallons of water, you could be looking at $190 to a $200 bill. That's just the base fees.
So for vacation rentals, wouldn't we be charging them full
That's
time?
that's a vacant lot, not
Vacant
vacation.
lot. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, that was my question.
If you would like, we can put vacant lot or VAC lot if that'll help take away
Yeah.
that confusion.
That'd be great. Thank you. Anybody else from the board have any questions?
Stephanie, I do not.
Okay. Anybody on the call have any questions about the resolution, rates, fees, and charges? No? Okay. This is the updated resolution, right, Corey? January 26th.
Yes.
Okay.
Just a quick, that full rate out of district, there's one above that as well. There's a commercial.
Yeah, but we don't have that in that portion because, like I said, that's just a quick reference guide for us.
Yeah.
And we don't have commercial minus the lodges.
That's what I was wondering. It's just informational purposes. There was just, Shauna said it, there was one above that, basically a commercial rate.
And
Not
I
listed.
forget where it's at in the rate, fees, and charges, but it refers you back to the a prior resolution that has all the commercial rates in that.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't look like any residents have any questions.
So Jim has a motion.
Yep, Jim.
Actually, there's a motion in the packet. I forgot about that. So I'll make a motion that we use the motion in the packet.
I don't see that.
I didn't get a motion in the packet, but the motion that needs to be made is to approve resolution 2025-07 and allow the president to sign it.
So moved.
Oh. This is Julie. I make a motion to approve resolution 2025-07 for the Forest Lakes Metropolitan Board of Directors amending and restating fees and charges for Forest Lakes Metropolitan District to start January 1st, 2026.
I'll second. This is Jim.
All those in favor?
Michael, aye.
Jim, aye.
Stephanie, I.
Lynn, I.
Okay, that's unanimous. Resolution and adoption of the budget.
Okay. Excuse me. So in the packet, you'll have the final draft of the budget, barring anything that the board or would like to see changed. This is your last chance to change it. I've gone through and updated all the numbers, and they're as accurate as I can possibly have them right now. Barring any questions, I don't really have anything else to say on the budget.
Let me find the resolution because, sorry, Corey, I didn't get a chance to look at this after it was sent out again on the resolution.
Yep, sorry. And the resolutions in the first packet I sent out, I do apologize. I put the wrong ones in thanks to my cold medication, but I have corrected it and sent the correct resolutions back out to the board.
But it's not in this packet.
Not in the first one I sent. It should be in the very last one I sent today.
I don't see it. I'm still seeing old dates. On page 84.
Why didn't it say?
Let me just pull up what you, again, make sure I didn't get the wrong one.
2025-08
Yes.
on page 85.
And it should have my name and October 15th and November 18th date in there. Is that what you're seeing, Jim?
Introduced December 15th, 2025.
Let me reopen it again. One moment, please.
Tick tock, tick tock. Thanks for looking it up.
Can I ask a random question while we're looking? I need to get back to it. I had it pulled up here. This is like an auditor's sample question, and I'll get to it. Sorry, I scrolled down to the resolution and lost my bookmark.
Let me pull it up. Got it. Let me get to page 84, 85.
Okay, Corey, on page 65 in the packet. Give you a second to get there. And like I said, this jumped out at me, so I just flagged it as kind of a random question to see if there's anything special to explain the number. Line 88 in capital outlay on the water fund.
Yeah.
It's 405,000. And in the 2025 budget it was 447. And the projected year end for this year, however, not the budget, is 144,000.
Correct. And that's because the water main extension for Lakeview Circle is not going to be completed this year. So the
I
remainder
knew
of
you'd
the
have a good answer. Thank
is
you.
not.
It was, like I
I'm sorry?
said, just a random token question to
Yeah.
show
So
I was paying attention.
Okay, I've got it pulled up, Corey, and I pulled it up from your email this morning at 8:02. And it still has the old resolution date of January 2023, December 2023. Is anybody else seeing that?
Oh, yes.
And then it has Julie and Stephanie in there as the board members on the budget committee. So this is still the incorrect resolution.
give me 1 second. I'll send it right back. I'll send it to you right now. I could have sworn I sent it.
Because everybody else is seeing the same thing.
Yes.
Is it the one that you had communication with Julia and Corey? Because I have resolution 2508. Is that the correct one?
2508, yeah, but the first paragraph, last sentence says the day of January 2023, ending on the last day of December 2023.
Yeah, I looked in, yeah, I was just looking his other emails where he shared a packet. So I guess it's the same on that previous one as well.
Yeah.
What the heck? Yeah, well, that did not do what it was supposed to. Let me I'll send them to you right now. I apologize. I could have sworn I sent you the right ones.
You know, in mine, I'm looking at the third paragraph and it shows Julie and me on the budget committee. So it looks like it got partially corrected in the packet.
Yeah, mine says Julie and Stephanie.
Interesting.
Michael. Come on.
23.
Because on the resolution Corey's gonna send out now, all the dollar figures are different as well.
For the mill levy, yeah. 3, 4. Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? Oh, dang. Okay, I just sent out the corrected resolutions.
Okay. My question is, all the funds are the same as what was on the 2023 one.
Those are the correct numbers. Whatever happened is when I redid it, my name and then the dates and yours and Jim's name were not correct on the resolution. These are the correct numbers. And before you sign them to tomorrow, we can sit down and I can show you that these are the correct numbers.
Okay. Okay, I do see it's fixed then. I'll make a new motion for resolution 2025-08, 2026 budget adoption.
Before we move on to the motions, did you want to open it up for public comment?
Yes, please, sorry. Did any board members have any other comments on this?
Stephanie, I do not.
Michael, I don't.
None from Jim.
None from Lynn.
Okay. Thank you. So anybody in the audience have any questions on this resolution? No? All right. Now let me get back over to my agenda here. Sorry, opening up all this stuff has opened up a lot of things.
Will this be included in the packet for community members to see as soon as possible on the website?
Yeah, it should have been corrected this morning,
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
but I'll double check it before I leave here and make sure the right one got posted to the website.
Thank you.
Okay, oh, this is Julie. I'll go ahead and make a motion for resolution 2025-08, 2026 budget adoption for January 26th, ending the last day of December 26th.
Stephanie, I will second resolution 2025-08 as prior stated in whole by Julie.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Stephanie,
Lynn,
aye.
Jim, I.
Michael, aye.
Lynn, did I hear you say aye?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll move on to Resolution 2025-09, appropriation of funds. So
Yeah.
that's also in your email, correct, Corey?
What's that?
That's also in your email?
Yeah. So, resolution 2025-09 is part of all the resolutions required for adopting the budget. So you guys just adopted the budget. This is appropriating the sums of money for the budget, giving us permission to conduct operations and utilize the budget.
So these numbers should correlate with the other one?
Yes.
And I think they do. I was doing a quick
Minus-
comparison.
Minus the excuse me, minus the sewer fund. The excuse me. One second.
So Jim, you were comparing it to the budget?
Comparing it to resolution 2025-08, if you get down to the tables in that resolution and then compare with 2025-09, the numbers seem to match.
Yeah. So when you look at 2025-08,
993. Okay, sorry, I got it. Yeah.
the top portion is the expenditures, and then the bottom portion of that resolution is the revenue coming in. And why the expenditures look more than the revenue coming in is because we're spending some money out of our capital reserves to do some of these capital projects. Resolution 2025-09 kind of breaks that out from what our expenses are, our operating expenses are, or what we're spending on capital improvements and our debt service. That
Okay.
makes sense?
Yes. Were there any questions from the board?
That's clear to me.
Okay, any public comments for resolution 2025-09 appropriation of funds? No. Okay. Hang on one second. Trying to get all my screens.
And we need like 5 screens right now.
Having to open all these up is messing me up a little bit. Okay. Oh, this is Julie. I make a motion to approve resolution 2025-09 appropriating sums of money for the 2026 budget year.
I'll second. This is Jim.
All those in favor?
Lynn,
Stephanie?
Aye.
Okay,
Jim,
it's unanimous. Let me get back to my agenda. Next on is resolution 2025-10, adoption of mill levy.
Yeah. So we got our final certification letter from the county. The numbers were a little different from the preemptive one that they sent, if you will. So I had to tweak it a little bit. instead of a negative 5 what was it, 801 or 808 temporary mill levy reduction. It's going to be a negative 5.975 for a total mill levy of 36.134 out of our 42.109 that we're allowed to go to. So the state, in compliance with Tabor and the new 5.25% revenue growth limit that has been reinstituted with the new bill that got passed last year. I'm asking the board to certify the mill levy at 36.134 for a total of $980,982 in property tax revenue.
Do you know how much that reduces the property tax revenue? 980 versus what was projected before was what?
Oh, give me 1 second. Let me pull that up real fast, Jim. So originally we were supposed to have, if we would have certified at the 42.109, we would have had a revenue of $1,143,194. With the mill levy reduction, that's a loss of $162,212.
I was wondering if you could remember the subtotal for general operating total here is 980. Do you recall what it was with the original projection of 5.8 reduction?
Oh,
It was 986, wasn't it, Corey?
I want to say, yeah. I didn't write that number down. I just changed it.
So it's not a big change.
It's not a huge hit. Um, let me get to this paper here. Let me find it. So, based on the new tax law, we are allowed to have a growth of $48,933.94. With the mill levy reduction that I'm suggesting, we'll have a growth of $48,907, and that keeps us in compliance. And what really hurt us was our assessment went from 22 million to 27 million in 1 year, which is insane to me, but I lost that battle with the county.
Thank you, Corey.
Okay. Any questions on 2025-10, setting the mill levy from residents?
Nothing from me, Michael.
Okay, well, this is Julie. I'll go ahead and approve the resolution 2025-10, setting mill levy for the 2026 budget year.
Stephanie, I'll second the resolution 2025-10, setting the mill levy for 2026 budget year.
All those in favor?
Aye,
Jim,
Stephanie.
aye.
Michael, aye.
Lynn? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I overlapped.
Okay.
Aye, for Lynn.
Great, thank you. Okay, let's see. Now, I gotta find the rest of the agenda here. Hang on.
You're looking for page 89.
Yeah, I know, I had them all up here and they're not showing up.
The next item is road safety committee and discussion / update.
Thank you.
I didn't put anything in the packet for that either. It was just a quick discussion and to see how the board wants to move forward with either appointing the board members, the 2 board members to the committee tonight, and the process for selecting the 14 residents that volunteered for the committee.
I think we skipped over the auditor.
That's next, Jim.
Huh.
There's nothing in the packet for the road safety committee. It's just a quick discussion / update on it.
Okay, thank you.
Ray, did you say there have been 14?
Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 residents that have volunteered to be on the committee. All of which are comprised of Unit 1, Unit 4, and Unit 5. We haven't received any volunteers from Unit 2. And I know the last board meeting we kind of talked about, it being 2 for and 2 against the gates. And I didn't think that was going to be very productive. So the way I advertised this committee is a road safety committee, which I think the board agreed on it should be geared towards. So what I asked for is in my announcement asking for volunteers is, one member from, we're looking for one volunteer from each unit to sit on this committee to help, help the district make sound decisions on road safety items from deterring traffic, speed bumps, things of that nature. The way I envision this committee being is one volunteer from each unit, 2 board representatives, and 1 staff representative. Being the staff rep would be Daryl Johnson. I would like, my opinion is we get 2 board members to volunteer, and the board can vote yea or nay on that, or we can table this till January. But we get two board members on this committee, and then the staff rep and those 2 board members can read through the letters of interest and come to the board with their recommendation on who should be on the committee.
Has our deadline for anybody to apply for you, is that expired, or can we leave it open and see if we can put a plea out to somebody in Unit 2?
I put a deadline of December 15th on there. We can more than certainly extend it.
May want to extend it till January. Then maybe we could revisit it in at the January meeting.
Okay, and for those that have asked me how these volunteers will be selected, how is the board comfortable with the 2 board members that get appointed to the committee to make that decision, or does the board want to make that decision as a whole?
Say that again?
So when it comes to the volunteers and how they're selected, would the board be okay with the staff rep and the 2 board members selected for the committee or appointed to the committee make that decision, or does the board in its entirety want to make that decision on who served on the board?
I think
Yeah.
for me, I think it'd be nice to know who's submitted and, try and get a rounded people that are rounded and get different decision or different opinions from different people rather than, maybe getting 3 people that all have the same opinion.
Is that you saying you'd like the whole board to consider the
In the top,
applicants?
the other closet.
Hey, Shauna, can you mute, please? Yes, Stephanie.
Okay,
Any other board comments before we move on to residents? No?
Are there any zones that are just represented by one person volunteering so far?
Yeah, so the way I have it kind of drafted up for the committee would be 1 staff rep, 2 board members, and then 1 representative from each unit. And that keeps it down to excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 people on the committee.
I was just asking if there's a zone already that only has one volunteer. Like, let's say only one person from zone 3 have volunteered. Anything like that? Or is it?
No,
Okay.
no. Currently, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have five from unit 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 from unit 5. 1, 2, and we have 3 from unit 4.
Okay.
And then I guess my other question too is, do you want to postpone selecting the board members for the committee, or do you want to wait or do it tonight?
I would feel comfortable doing it tonight. That way we would have that part of the puzzle finished, so we kind of know who would be sitting there for the board come next meeting.
And that would be my advice too, because then the staff rep and the 2 board members can kind of outline what you guys think the goals should be, and then when you guys actually have your first meeting with the committee as a whole, you have some starting ground, so you guys aren't sitting there twiddling your thumbs going, okay, well, we need to establish this. You already have a baseline that could be modified once the whole committee's put together.
Makes sense.
And it kind of gives you a starting roadmap of
Before we
what
do
to
that,
evaluate.
can we head on to, I think Carrie's got a question.
Well, this whole issue has been about Unit 5 and traffic in Unit 5. The fact that there have been no nominations from Unit 2 indicates to me that they are all for status quo. Just keep it funneling down Forest Lakes Drive, because that's the way they drive.
West Forest Lakes Drive.
Unit 2 comes down West Forks Lakes Drive every day. That's the only way they can go. So the issue is between the unit, those that have nominated themselves are either in Unit 1, Unit 5, or Unit 4. The majority of people in Unit 4 will not be affected unless they live on Forest Lakes Drive. But everybody in Unit 1 wants to drive in front of our house. So already the nominations are biased. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Any other residents have a question, comment? No? Okay, well, then for board members, who would like to be on the committee? I would like to volunteer. I am up for that. That would be it.
Yeah,
Obviously, I'd like to be on the committee.
thanks, Michael.
Anybody else? No?
It, yeah, I think the two of you are fine. It, in my opinion.
All right. I don't know that this really needs a motion, but
I don't think it needs a motion, just a general
consensus.
Consensus from the board.
Yep. Okay, Stephanie is yay. Lynn?
Yeah, I'm good with it too.
The
Yeah.
two candidates are Julie and Michael.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm okay with that.
all right. Okay, let's move on to state para audit. FYI 2025 audit.
Yep, so we have, in the packet, you'll see two different agreements. The first agreement is for the state para audit. We were selected by the state to have an audit done to make sure that we are adhering to the para rules and guidelines. And as part of that, they have to use or coordinate with the person that we use to do our audit for 2025. Or, I'm sorry, 2024. So that would be Rain Co. That would be the first agreement you see there. And then the second one would be for our end of the year 2025 audit.
Okay. Any board comments?
Both quotes seem reasonable, given the complexity of the finances. $2,000 for the para audit seems like a modest fee, obviously built upon the work to do the main audit, but still all the extra reporting and so forth. I think these are in line with what we should expect. The other one, I have it flagged here, is 15,000, and I know the nonprofit I work for is spending about 11 for a much less complicated audit.
Yeah, and the para audit is a lot cheaper because really the only thing that he's doing for that is providing the state auditor information. He's not actually really performing the audit himself. If that makes sense.
But they're pulling the information out of the primary audit and the overall evaluation of the books. So, not a trivial task.
Yes, sir.
Without a motion, I think both of these are reasonable.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty much the same thing as last year's agreement.
Yeah, almost to a T.
What's the total dollar figure again on second one?
15, hang on,
15,350.
All right, so no questions from the board. Move on to resident questions on the audit. None? All right. Any motion?
I'll make a motion. Should we do these one at a time?
You can lump them together.
I make a motion that we accept the proposals from Ray and Company for both the para audit and the overall audit as presented.
Julie, I second that motion. All those in favor?
Lynn, aye.
Jim,
Michael,
aye.
aye. Michael, aye.
Stephanie? We can't hear you, Stephanie.
Stephanie, I don't know why you can't hear me anymore.
Can now, yeah,
Okay.
kind of cut out, I think. Okay, that was unanimous. We'll move on to variable frequency drive purchase.
Yep, so I am asking you to ratify this, per our procurement policy. This should have came before the board before I signed it. But because of the necessity and the means of this to get our backup power working at our tanks and pump stations, I went ahead and approved the purchase of 2 VFDs in the, excuse me. Oh, where'd it go? In the amount of $28,734. And this is the last component that is needed to make our generators work with the pumps and all that we have. And I know our resident Chuck McCarty, he had to, if our pumps were VFD compatible, and they are. We double checked that with Browns Hills.
Okay. The only thing I asked Cory, because I know you had to get it signed and all that and get it all in order, is just to let the budget committee know that this is being signed by you. If another agreement comes up and you have to do that, just keep the budget committee, which is myself and Jim, in the loop, please.
Absolutely.
If it's over your limit, not everything.
No, I got what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. So you need a motion for us to ratify that you went ahead and signed this?
Yes, please.
Okay. This is Julie. I approve the service quote that Cory signed on 12/1 for Browns Hill Engineering.
This is Jim, I'll second that.
All of the
This is Stephanie. I just have a question about the Tarot compliance fees. Why are we paying those? Not supposed to be on here? I mean, those are usually, it just seems like it's not appropriate to what was happening for us.
Which fees, Stephanie?
The Tarot fees, the Tarot compliance fees for the Southern Ute Indian tribe.
No, to answer that, we're not exempt from those. Yeah, can't hear you.
Working on tribal lands. You're still not hearing me?
No, we can hear you now.
Okay. Weird. Yeah, I mean, I thought those were only applicable if we were working on tribal lands. I don't know, it's already water under the bridge, but something to look into.
Well, I'll definitely double check on that, but as far as I'm aware, that's just their standard thing. But there are some things that we don't get away from when it comes to.
I get that. So if you just check on it, that would be worthwhile. I mean, it just doesn't seem like something we should be paying those for, just from my experience.
Oh, sorry, and
Sorry.
I'll double check with Brown Hills, but I'm almost positive that's just their standard claimer in that, and we're not paying anything towards that. But Brown Hills does do a lot of work on the reservation. But there are fees, especially when it comes to our wastewater and water, that we can't get away from.
Get that because they're downstream, that may be why it's applicable. I don't know. It was just I just wanted to ask the question. And that might be why there's this tarot compliance because they're downstream from our wastewater plant essentially. So, okay.
I'll definitely look into it.
Thank you.
But that $28,734 was just straight for the VFDs themselves.
That sounds familiar, Stephanie, what you're saying about something else that we had to approve too. No.
We did touch on it sometime before, and that might be where those fees come in. And if we didn't actually end up paying those, that makes sense because we're not using any tribal employees. That's usually what that's tied to. So, okay. Sorry to interrupt the whole
Well, it's fine.
processing.
Okay. Did we skip the public comments on that? And did anybody in the public who's on Zoom have any questions on that? No? Okay. Well, we did the motion ahead of time, so we'll move on to the next one. Resolution 2025-11, Board Manual Revision.
Did we vote on that last motion?
We didn't? Okay. Thank you. So the variable frequency drive purchase was motioned by me and seconded by Jim.
This is Stephanie.
Favor?
Approve. Aye. Stephanie.
Glenn,
Jim, I.
Michael, I.
Okay, unanimous. Okay, we'll move on to the board manual revision. Let's see, Corey. There's a way for me to share my screen.
Yeah, I think you have to request to share your screen.
Share screen. So which, is anybody seeing a screen?
You.
Not yet.
Which one are you seeing?
Just you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing share.
Host disabled, participant share screen sharing, so I can't do it.
Here, I'll share mine. Just tell me when you're ready for me to scroll down.
So the one that we're sharing on the screen is the one that all the changes were made on. So if anybody had any questions on the one that you received in the packet, I could show you what was changed. So let me pull up the my version so I can make changes if anybody has any questions and can make notes.
So you have the original as the red. That's the track changes one.
This is the track changes one.
Okay.
So the one that you got has the accepted track changes. So it would be a clean copy because there were so much. Corey, I think we could start down further because this is just a table. Okay. So did anybody have any questions on any sections that we need to bring up?
No.
Looking at the conflict of interest part. Can we look at that with the track changes?
Are you seeing what's on my screen?
Yeah, we're seeing your screen.
So Rule 2-4 is the first big change.
That is page 11. Maybe
Page 7 of 23.
11, 13. Rule 4-14. Page 14.
You're kind of jumping ahead, aren't you, Julie? You don't want to go over Rule 2-4 and then Rule 3-1A?
No, Stephanie had a question. Conflict of interest.
Sorry.
Really wanted to make sure we're looking at it. Now I've lost my place. Oh, got it.
So what was changed? Was removing director shall abstain from participating in consideration. This is all what the SDA has recommended. And then the disclosure, that's all SDA. Conflict of interest form. So basically it was eliminating that director shall abstain from participating. And I think I put something in here too. It should show, there's several different things about conflict of interest in here. Maybe it's avoiding conflict of interest section.
So
Did you have any questions on this one?
I just on it says the SDA has confirmed that board members must vote. They cannot abstain, silent vote, or excuse themselves unless they have a conflict of interest. Yeah,
Correct.
okay. I think I misread it. I never mind. I misread it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. There's a lot in here. There's a lot to keep up with. Anybody else have any other sections or questions on anything?
I had a question on so it's rule 3-1- or 1A, and I'm not sure if you changed it or because use of the word term limits versus term length. Unless we're only unless the intent is to only allow board members to run one time. I read that as, yeah.
So I don't think we've never had anything about term limits in here, so, I mean, it's open. I don't think there's anything. Corey, have you heard of anything ever about you can only do 2 term limits or just 1, or do we need, should we add that? That might be something good to have. That's what you're asking, Lynn?
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, it says term limits right there, not term length. That was the,
yeah. So I see what Lynn's saying. The term length is 4-year cycle every odd year. Term limits would be they're allowed to run for the board or be on the board 2 consecutive years, and then you have to sit one out. Then you can run again. And Shauna can correct me if I'm wrong, being our DEO, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 consecutive term limits. Then you have to sit out a year, and then you can run to be on the board again. So
Maybe.
I
What was that?
believe what Corey said is correct. The only way that doesn't apply is if you don't have anyone to fill your position. Then the same board can sit, or a member of the board can serve longer than 2 consecutive terms. But I believe SDA will kind of guide you to, it's typical 2 term limits, but a district or a board can kind of, with their policy, make term limits of their own.
So, Lynn, your question was, I guess
but
I didn't.
so it should just say term length instead of limits there, I think, is all I was trying to say.
Term length. Okay. I'm changing that over here on my side, and I will highlight it so we can get it in.
I would agree with what Lynn is saying after looking at it.
Me too.
Is there an intention to have a bullet in there about term limits? Because I don't see it.
If the SDA already has a rule on it to make sure ours doesn't, if they change it without breaking, like if they have a rule and it's a relatively complex rule that might change, I would almost think leaving it out and letting there being the superseding document identify that for when those cases come up would be fine in my opinion. But
Understood.
So the reason I put this in here was because we had a lot of residents going through the board manual and reading things. And maybe they want to apply for the board. I'm trying to make this a comprehensive document to where somebody can go, well, oh, this is what the treasurer does and the term limit is this. Maybe I can't give myself that much time. I'm trying to make sure that anybody that wants to get into being a board member has the information they need to make a good decision. And so there's no questions. That was the reason that I had put it in there and put a lot of things in here.
So just for my own clarification, when we did the rules and regulations, we had a committee for that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
why wasn't that done for this packet as well?
Well, it was brought up at the last, it was done a year ago. All the board members agreed that I would go ahead and get the SDA manual at that time, and because ours needed to be updated considerably. Brought it up at the last meeting and there wasn't any communication. I said that I would go through it and do it again. And nobody had made any comments about that. That doesn't mean that that can't change.
Okay. Well, I was just, yeah, I don't remember it from last meeting. I'm sorry.
Any other questions on any of the sections?
I will say I would love to have a little more time to read through it.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
So, if nobody else has any other changes, I'll add this links wording in here and we'll get another clean copy out to everybody to review, to make changes or updates, questions, whatever.
So
That'd be nice, thank you. But
would it be more beneficial, Julie, to send them the Word doc that has the changes so they know what's being added and changed versus the excuse me, the clean draft, or do we want to keep going through what's been proposed now so they kind of have an idea of what they're looking at?
I mean, we could certainly do that. All the red stuff that's been changed and, you know, then have a look at it again in January of a clean copy.
That's whatever you guys want to do. I'm just making a recommendation.
to look at the track change copy. Otherwise, it's like the comparison is much harder not being able to see it.
Sure. It
Thank
was
you.
just so much. I didn't want to blow everybody with blood all over
Fairly bloody.
all over the document.
Yeah, I like the copy Corey's showing right now. Being able to see pages.
Yep, we can do that. We can send it out for the January meeting. I will say, Corey, if you can go back up to the top, just so nobody's confused. Right there, the table of contents. For some reason, when I updated the table of contents, there's two updates. So there's an update up here and there's an update down there. So I don't know why it did that, but that's why there's two table of contents up there. Just for everybody's knowledge. Going through this, going, well, why are there two table of contents? So, okay, well, we'll table this then. And send out for the next meeting, we can send out the track changes copy.
That requires a motion.
The table?
Stephanie,
Yes, ma'am.
this is Stephanie. I'd like to make a motion to table resolution 2025-11 board manual revision until our next board meeting and distribute the track changes copy for review.
You're muted, Michael.
With this motion to table, is there public comment? Since I don't know if he still has his hand up or raised his hand.
Oh, Carrie, yeah. Carrie, did you have any questions on this?
Yes, I do. I think this is too important to vote on tonight. You need to table it, review it, and agree on it at the next board meeting. this is huge. And I would say term limits should be included.
Do you all, because our
Thank
meetings are
you.
so long, thank you, Carrie. Would it be beneficial to have a work session on it rather than doing it in a board meeting? Have a work session to go over, because it's a pretty lengthy manual.
That would probably be beneficial.
So I'll comment that a work session would cost the district, you know, a little bit of money, right? Can this get released pretty quick, Corey? With the, you know, what we're making a motion on, and that way we can make a determination whether a work session is required. Does that make sense?
I can send it to you right now.
Yeah, within the, like, obviously if it gets sent out right now, everybody will be able to look through it, and then we can make a determination whether a work session is required before next meeting.
And my suggestion would be, because we're kind of already putting a work session together for the water leak policy. The way I'm trying to do the work sessions is the day of the meeting, 30 minutes to an hour before the regular scheduled meeting. That way, it's not costing the district anything more than what it already is.
Sounds great to me.
Me too.
So with that, this is Michael. If discussion is over, I don't see any hands up. I'll second Stephanie's motion.
Yep. Corey, let me get you a good copy with the other changes that Lynn had asked for, so they're in there when everybody reviews them. I'll do that as soon as we're done here, so you can send them out.
And if you already got what Lynn asked for, you can send it to all the board members. You just have to line copy them, and then you guys can't make any decision or go back and forth with each other on it. But you're more than welcome to line copy it to the other board members, Julie.
Okay, I can do
Or
that.
if you want to, want me to do it, I certainly can. That's not a big deal, because then nobody can question sunshine laws.
Yeah, I can send it out. That's fine. Okay. All right, so yeah, we tabled that.
We have to vote.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you. All those in favor?
Stephanie,
Jim, yes.
Lynn
Aye.
Michael,
Julie.
aye.
and Julie, aye. That's unanimous. Committee reports and requests for future agenda items, the budget committee. And Jim?
Nothing to report.
Okay, recreation committee,
Nothing at this time.
personnel committee,
nothing at this time.
Lynn, personnel?
Nothing at this time.
Yep, me either. Any requests for future agenda items?
Jim, not yet, not now.
Okay,
Stephanie, not at this point.
all right.
Before you adjourn, I would like to announce, I do believe we should be fully operational tomorrow. Both Sean or both my office administration staff should be back to 100%. I'm probably going to be working from home tomorrow. Just in the effort not to get Shauna and Barb sick with the flu. I'm starting to feel it really kick my butt right now. So I'm gonna sanitize on my way out and probably be working from home tomorrow.
Better,
good.
Corey. Sorry
Yeah,
you're
feel
fighting that.
better.
Yeah. It's hit everybody hard. Okay, I'm gonna adjourn the meeting at 8:04 on December 15th. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Have
Thank
a good
you.
night.
Thanks.